Deep in the most remote, inhospitable continent on Earth, buried beneath miles of solid ice, lies something that simply shouldn't be there. It's a structure so colossal, so mathematically precise, that its very existence challenges everything we know about our past. Satellite images, starting from the early 2000s, captured a stunning anomaly in Antarctica's Queen Maud Land, a perfect triangular peak, emerging from the snow like the tip of an iceberg. Its sides were aligned to true north, and its proportions identical to the Great Pyramid of Giza. Scientists quickly dismissed it as a non-attacker, natural mountain peak. But geologists who studied the data noticed something unsettling. The angles were too perfect, the lines too clean, the symmetry too deliberate. This was no accident of nature. This was designed, but who could have possibly built it? And when? The ice sheet covering Antarctica has been there for over 12 million years, long before any known human civilization. Yet, if you look at myths from cultures all over the world, from ancient Sumer and Egypt to the Maya, they all speak of a lost land, a cradle of knowledge beyond the frozen seas, where humanity learned the secrets of the stars before a cataclysm buried it in ice. Some called it Atlantis, others whispered of Lemuria or Hyperborea, but all the stories point south. The discovery of this geometric anomaly reignited these ancient myths, merging legend with satellite evidence. Suddenly, a trickle of strange reports began to surface from military whistleblowers, former contractors, and independent researchers. They spoke of forbidden zones, of coordinates blacked out on official maps, and of expeditions that vanished without a trace. Rumors swirled of secret multinational teams visiting the site under heavy military escort, conducting covert excavations to uncover something buried deep within the ice, something that could rewrite human history. Then, in 2016, a bombshell leaked radar scans from NASA's Operation Icebridge appeared to show subglacial structures. We're talking rectangular patterns, tunnels, and massive voids miles below the surface. When analysts compared these scans to ancient pyramid blueprints, the proportions matched perfectly. Was this a coincidence? Or was it the confirmation we'd all been waiting for that the so-called Black Pyramid of Antarctica was real? The intense secrecy surrounding the region only deepens the mystery. International treaties strictly prohibit military activity in Antarctica. Yet multiple global defense agencies maintain heavily guarded research stations that are completely off-limits to civilians. Why such tight control over a barren continent of ice? Why the radio silence when explorers report bizarre magnetic anomalies, disappearing drones, and total communication blackouts near the pyramid's coordinates? Some scientists have dared to propose that the structure might be a remnant of an ancient alien outpost, or perhaps a pre-human civilization wiped out by a dramatic pole shift millions of years ago. Others believe it could be the Master Keitha 1 artifact that explains how ancient monuments all around the world, from Giza to Teotihuacan to the pyramids of China, share nearly identical geometry and astronomical alignments. Could all of these incredible structures be connected to a single origin point, now buried beneath the Antarctic ice? Think about it. Legends say the gods descended from the heavens in chariots of light, bringing knowledge and technology to early humans. What if these gods were actually travelers from a lost civilization, fleeing a global catastrophe and preserving their wisdom in stone and ice for a future generation to find? The great flood myths that appear in nearly every ancient culture might not be myths at all, but a geological reality, a rapid ice melt and refreeze that buried entire continents and erased the memory of a golden age. Some even suggest that the Earth's magnetic poles have shifted multiple times, each shift acting like a hard reset for civilization, with each new era forgetting the one that came before. If the Black Pyramid truly exists, it might hold the proof of one of those resets, a vault of knowledge, frozen in time for millions of years. So, what could possibly be inside? Theorists imagine an ancient power source, a machine still dormant, pulsing faintly beneath the ice. There are even reports of faint lights seen glowing through deep fissures in the ice at night, captured on remote infrared sensors. These emissions are consistent with energy output, not natural geological activity. Of course, Official government denial has only fueled the suspicion. The last independent expedition that attempted to reach the coordinates was abruptly halted. Their satellite phones went dead, their transmissions cut off mid-sentence. When they finally returned, all of their footage was confiscated. The official story: equipment failure. But leaked logs from their vessel mentioned something chilling: a dark surface structure smooth, like glass rising from the white. This exact phrase, repeated independently by two different crew members, is the only surviving clue. And still, the mainstream narrative insists there is nothing there. But when you compare this story with ancient accounts of the Mountain of the South, referenced in Egyptian, Sumerian, and even Polynesian myths, the pattern becomes undeniable. Could humanity's oldest civilization have started in Antarctica, before a pole shift turned it into a frozen wasteland? The ice itself holds secrets. Beneath it, entire rivers flow, mountains rise, and valleys stretch for hundreds of miles, completely untouched since the dawn of time. What if, under those ancient glaciers, lies the proof that our history began not in Mesopotamia, but in a now-frozen kingdom that once ruled the world? There's more. Secret archives, allegedly recovered from the Vatican's sealed vaults and from Nazi expeditions during World War II, are said to contain maps of Antarctica, completely free of ice, detailing coastlines, rivers, and even cities. How could ancient mapmakers possibly have known what lay beneath the ice unless they had seen it themselves, long before it froze? The infamous Peary race map of 1513 already showed Antarctica's coastline with stunning accuracy, centuries before modern sonar confirmed it. This implies someone, somewhere in the distant past, charted the continent before it became an ice desert. The Black Pyramid could be the last remnant of that forgotten world. And perhaps that is exactly why it remains hidden. If its existence were proven, it would shatter our conventional timelines, redefine archaeology, and prove that civilization is far older and far stranger than we've ever been taught. What if the frozen continent is not a wasteland, but a vault? A prison of knowledge locked away by nature and guarded by human silence. The deeper we look, the more fragments we find. Geometric anomalies, mysterious energy signatures, and unexplained electromagnetic fields pulsing from beneath the surface. Some researchers claim these signals pulse in rhythmic intervals, as if something alive, or perhaps mechanical, is still operating deep beneath the ice. Could the Black Pyramid still be active, waiting for the world to rediscover it? And if it awakens, what happens then? Ancient myths warn of the return of the gods, of the re-emergence of buried cities, when the ice melts and the stars align once more. Some call it prophecy, others coincidence. Yet every year, the polar caps shrink, revealing more of what was hidden. Perhaps what we are witnessing is not a discovery, but a reactivation. A countdown etched in ice, ticking slowly toward a global revelation. So the ultimate question remains: who built the Black Pyramid, and why was it buried? If the answer lies beneath miles of frozen silence, what happens when humanity finally decides to listen? If you've ever felt that history doesn't quite add up, that too much has been hidden from us, this is your sign to look deeper. The truth may not only change how we see our past, it could alter our understanding of where we came from and where we are headed. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the unknown. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because in the frozen heart of Antarctica, the oldest secret of all still waits to be uncovered and touched unseen, and perhaps not entirely dormant.